Audio test. Audio test. Okay. Should be good there. And they just announced a low buy store and a key sale, both 15% off. No, it's 15% off on keys, 20% off on everything in the low buy store. Let me get this posted here. Okay. Just typing some stuff in Discord quick. Let's make sure everything is set up properly. Hope everything looks good. Okay, I'm gonna start opening 111. What is it? Yeah, section 31. I almost said discovery. I like that they've changed how many boxes are in a stack and how many keys. It's nice to just round everything out. Hello, Ranger. Okay, so no ship there. Yeah, I'll get to it. Just gonna get this sorted out here. I know stuff just went into my overflow bag, but the window's not showing up. There it goes. No ship. It's unfortunate, but it's to be expected. Okay, let's look at the console here. 20 EPG, 15 Control X. Could be a good console for side builds, but it's too soon to tell. That's something that'll actually need to be tested before we say anything for sure with that console. It's not something that people are going to be using for general DPS builds, though. Do that. Sort these traits here. So the one you're wondering about, Ranger, is Ceaseless Momentum. There it goes. Let's take a look at it. When firing any torpedo, plus 5% Cat 2 kinetic damage for 45 seconds, plus 5 bonus kinetic damage resistance rating for 45 seconds, but most importantly, minus 1 second to recharge time of torpedoes. Thank you, Kurt. Hello, Hammer. So this trait is significant for your torpedo builds where you have several torpedoes on the build. Like your actual dedicated torp builds are going to benefit heavily from this trait. This is off the Cleave ship for Klingons, but Feds will be able to get it cheap via a trait box that will flood onto the market and probably be under 1,000,000 EC within a week or so, if not within these next few days. I'm going to pop open some of the space traits now after I get them sorted out here. I don't really care about the ground traits. So it was holographic. So holographic mirage decoys, your mines, torpedoes, and hangar pets are invulnerable until 2 seconds after damage is first negated. So they have immunity for the first 2 seconds they're being shot at, basically. That's okay, but I'm not too worried about that. What were the other names? Nano Infestation. Already passed that. What was the previous name for this trait? The Nano Infestation. Does anyone remember? Because they changed the name, and I'm guessing that they didn't actually change the name. Yeah, I'm not seeing that trait. Oh, the other one's not showing up either. Let me swap instances. Hello, MB. Hello, Starmaster. I mean, it's the same as usual. It's just mostly a new lockbox, and then we have the new reputation. Can I speak German? No. I only speak English. Let's hope that the traits are actually on the list now. One of them was supposed to be Nano Infestation, and then Unconventional Systems. And, okay, this one's here. Using a Control Bridge Officer ability gives a minus 7% recharge to Universal Consoles. That's going to be a very, very powerful trait. I see a lot of people using this trait. Because control abilities, so the tractor beam. I don't know how much you'd get if you just had like a single tractor beam or something on your ship. I haven't used the trait at all yet. But this trait is going to be very popular because it's going to reduce the cooldown of all of your universal consoles, so your DPRM, your Protomatter, any of your other clicky consoles, they're going to benefit from this trait. If you have control abilities on. Which I see some people going out and slotting a control ability just for that. And that other trait, the Nano Infestation, is not on this list. And it was... unless it's under a different name that I am missing. It is simply not here. Scrolling back through one more time, but I'm pretty sure it just disappeared. Even though I activated it. Yeah, it's not It's not there even though I got it. It's a weird issue. It's a starship trait? Oh. Now I feel like an idiot. I thought it was a space trait. Using a bridge officer control ability triggers a physical dot on targets and it spreads to other targets. I don't see that even, like... Unless this does a significant amount of damage on a psi build, this trait's not gonna be worth much. Your key trait really with this lockbox is the unconventional systems for the console cooldown reduction. I'm gonna check the prices on some of this stuff now. And weapon packs, none on the market right now. Let's see here. Traits at 45 mil. Let's put one up for 35 and see what happens. Whatever that is over there making that noise is pretty annoying. And let's just put these up for 125 and see if anyone bites. Keys are still very expensive. It's crazy how much keys went up in value just because of the rarity change. Actually, I'm gonna open the weapon packs. Also, before I do that, I want to see if I can get the Discovery rep marks from these lovely mark packages. Nope. That is unfortunate. So I'll have to do something later to get Discovery marks. It's gonna be a bit irritating. I got a character specifically for opening up these weapon packs, I just gotta find it. Here it is. Nice. It's a shame the Endeavor mark boxes aren't working for it, though. And I need to clear some space here. I have no storage space at all on this character. Server's lagging a little. I'll clear these out later. Just gonna have to mail the rest to myself. Okay. I don't know what most of this stuff is worth, so I'm gonna be somewhat careful. Single cannon's always worthless. Even crit D3, they're worthless. Let me just open up the replicator, do this faster. Yeah, these might be worth something, but right now I want to get these out of the way. That should be enough space. Nah, I opened 125, 127 boxes total, and got nothing. Was hoping to at least snag a shield there, but I am unlucky. The opening these weapon packs get you a shot at getting the shield. Okay, I'm gonna dump some of these weapons back out and put some of the new Section 31s in. I guess I'll upgrade. Just see what I have good mods on here. I'm gonna upgrade a set of the dual cannons. And 3 should be enough. And then turret-wise, I'll upgrade those, see how that goes. Did I get a wide arc? No. And I got a few single cannons that have very little value. I wish the upgrade weekend was still active. These are gonna burn through some Phoenix upgrades. If I can find where those are in my inventory. I don't have my Phoenix upgrades on this character, okay. Gotta find which one that does. Yeah, I probably won't get the ship today. I'll work towards getting it at some point, but just not today. No, Phoenix upgrade's not on that character. I got a stash of Phoenix upgrades somewhere, I just gotta remember which character has them. It's not that one, okay. Okay, I'm not gonna go through every character. I don't know which one has those Phoenix upgrades. I might have missed them in my account bank, otherwise let me go back through here. Nah, I didn't miss them. from what I can tell. I'll just convert some of these rares over and reset. This is not the best way ever to upgrade your weapons, but I'm just doing it the fast and the lazy way. It's also a little bit more expensive. Just keep spamming Phoenix on everything. I need to find where my tech accelerators are. Probably just gonna open up some R&D packs here. This, as I said, is not the way you should upgrade, but I don't really care how many Phoenix upgrades I burn through. I know I've got a stash somewhere of a few hundred, I just do not remember where. Yes, it is what Cryptic wants you to do. Just dump out your wallet. I'm out of the tech once again. Okay, so there's 3 cannons, re-engineer. I'm gonna go damage for crit D damage on him. Hello, hey one. Yeah, just a little burnt out on the game. Just a little. One down. You can salvage these, oh boy. Be careful not to hit that. The proc infect, I forgot to go over that. So straight up, minus 50% threat generation from the covert weapons, and then the 2.5% chance proc on them that you'll never see is some turn rate and flight speed buff. It can stack up to 5 times, but you could be running a full set of these and likely not have a proc up most of the time. It's 2 down. And that's 3. I am not going to go through the process of upgrading the turrets right now because I would rather have my tech boost with me so I'm not burning through as many upgrades. I don't care about burning through the Phoenix upgrades too much, but without those tech upgrades, it's still, you just burn through too many. Okay. Let's see what the price is of this Section 31 ship on the exchange so far. So it's already... That's surprising that it's that long. $484 million already. I'm thinking... What are the prices of promo ships right now? I'm a bit tempted. I have a promo pack box just sitting here in my bank. I might flip that later in order to get this new ship. Where's the rest of the set? So the Section 31 badge is 40 low buy and is on the exchange for how much? 20 million. Okay then. Let's see what this traits went down to. 15 mil. What was the name of this new starship trait in this box? Forgot the name of it. Ceaseless momentum. So this trait, if you are a Torp user, this trait, as I went over before, is going to be a must-have on any Torp build, I imagine, because that's plus 25% Cat 2 damage for your kinetic weapons, and it, every time you fire a torpedo, you reduce the cooldown on all of your torpedoes. So this ceaseless momentum trait, if you use multiple torps, just buy it, because it's a must-have for those types of builds, and it will be under $1 million on the exchange within a day. Like, you don't have to buy it right this moment, but buy it in the next few days. Wouldn't the kinetic damage boost some science abilities? It could. There might be one or two out there. I don't remember for sure right now. $490. I think both ships in this box are okay. They're not going to be top performers. Nothing probably coming out in the next year is going to beat the Juggernaut when it comes to DPS, but the Torp's on there for Endeavor stuff. But yeah, let's see what else is there to mess around with. I need to go look at the dev blog quick for this lockbox because I think that they forgot to put in some of the low buy items. Because I believe this should have been a set. Okay, so I guess I was wrong. It was just the console that they put in. I thought there was a three-piece. Yeah, the Husnock is certainly very good, but I still like the Juggernaut. I know you're a fan of the Husnock MB. So let's see. I don't think most people are gonna get much out of this console. It's shared recharge time on mine reduction plus mine damage. Nobody uses mines. I know that they just put in a new ability to try and help buff mines, but even with that, it just doesn't really matter. I'm going to actually pick up a Sona Intel here, being this is on sale. What's that at? I'm just going to put that up for 200. Also, with the lockbox ship, you know, prices are going to be high being its first day. They're going to be high the first week. But I expect that this ship pack will be around the 300 to 350 mil price point within 2 to 3 weeks. The Section 31 ship is going to be somewhat popular, but it's a science ship. Science ships do not sell well. And the Cleave ship, well, it's a Klingon ship. The market there is extremely limited. The Section 31 ship, yeah, they just came out today. For now, I am going to go do some phaser stuff. I'm going to swap ships. Try out these new cannons. Just see how they look visually. No, I'm B. I'm probably not going to do ISA. I don't want to embarrass myself. inventory space. Okay. Then I'll just do the 3 covert phasers. I'll try to find, there it is. So I've got the Nexus 2-piece on, I'll have the Gamma 2-piece on, and then the Undyne 2-piece. So let me just figure out... Oh, did not mean to hit that. Do I have any phaser protometer consoles laying around? Yeah, I'll do a few of these just for some survivability. Then where's another phaser console? Sitting in my inventory apparently. The Nexus console there, and then the Gamma rep. Gotta remember what that looked. There it is. Then I'll swap the weapon sensor enhancer off for the Domino. I haven't really played in a few weeks, so just trying to remember what all these icons look like. Okay, so the issue is I'm running out of inventory space. I can delete these lockboxes and slot the Domino. I don't have any room for controllability. I'm gonna just stick to scatter volley, drop this torp spread. I'll do chemo 3, I guess. Actually, you have too many tack slots, so I'll just throw a fall on. Or a beam overload would be better. If it lets me drag abilities onto my tray, that is. It often does not like it when you try to slot things. It's good enough. I don't have room for reverse TBR on this ship. With the okay, you just don't have room for it. I'm gonna go... I can't even slot Ico shield because I don't have room in the inventory, so I'll just leave the shield as is. Okay. Go to Gamma Aerodon. See how these phasers look. I thought there was a low buy 3-piece. It's disappointing to see it's literally just a console for mines. icon off for just these new phasers. If it lets me fire them, that is. So it's these little red beams. Okay. Trying to just see the visual of them. My specializations are still messed up. Forgot to swap them back over. This is going to be a very painful run. %. I need to swap my specializations. I was doing ground stuff this morning and have temp primary, commando secondary on. We were doing 3-man elites. Intel primary, strategist secondary. Well, at the very high end, HSE is of course still going to be easy, but the way it was before was a complete joke. It had been nerfed down to a level that had no challenge at all. HSE before this patch just... it was neutered, essentially. I'm gonna show off that trade again quick. Unconventional systems, using a control bridge officer ability gives -7% recharge to universal consoles. I gotta repair my ship. I really need to clear out the inventory space after this. Okay. Let's knock the difficulty down to normal, because I'm a casual player. Thank you for the follow. You can barely see the covert phasers. What I'm going to do after this, I'm going to go back to New Romulus, clear out my inventory, take most of the weapons off my ship, just have the coverts on, just so we can see those visuals. Because you just can't see them with all the other weapon fire. Oh, were they just not firing at all? I wasn't paying close enough attention. Let's go back to New Romulus quick. Also, I'm gonna go over some of the Discovery Rep items. I don't know if anyone's actually done a summary yet that is like min-max player, but So tier 1 get you tac consoles, engineering consoles. The consoles from this reputation, the ones that you get from the reputation store, are a very bad deal. There might be one or two exceptions, like there's a Psi console that gives you EPG and crit chance, but when we look at the TAC consoles, which I can't show you because I don't have them unlocked yet, but when you look at the TAC consoles, when you look at the engineering consoles, they are inferior to fleet consoles. The consoles of this reputation that you get from the store and that you'll get from the boxes, they are designed as lower tiered versions of like existing fleet consoles. They're for the people that want those types of consoles but refuse to join a fleet. Even though you can join a fleet, buy the stuff, and leave right away. Doesn't really make much sense, but these consoles that you get from the store, they're just not worth it. I was gonna empty my inventory. Yeah, just wait a little bit, it'll be cheaper. Ceaseless Momentum is a very good trait, but it's a torpedo trait. So, not many people are going to use it. I'm gonna just drag these turrets back out. I'm gonna do... I'll just get them partially upgraded. See if any of them go to ultra rare. Nah, that one didn't. That one did. If I was really worried about rarity, I'd be using an Omega or a Superior Experimental, but I usually have enough luck with the Phoenixes. So I'm just gonna take my other weapons off. The game's a bit laggy. I'm only going to run these new covert phasers. Hello, Bridger. Okay. Everything is a different size because I usually do not play on this monitor. This monitor's a bit smaller. Resolution's much smaller, the scaling's off. I'm gonna go over to Japori. Also, regarding the two Section 30, or the ships in this lockbox, the Science Destroyer for Feds, it's an okay ship. It's just... it's not going to beat something like the Edolg or any of the other established, really high-end size ships. It being a full Intel ship somewhat hurts it at that min-max perspective, but it's still a solid ship. Like if you like how it looks, then it's fine. These weapons straight up just will not fire. You are right. There's some sort of bug with them. I am not cloaked. Not even the turrets will fire. Cloaking. Decloak. These weapons are broken. Okay. I am right-clicking right now, and I can't even set them to auto-fire. Nothing. Yeah, it makes sense that they would test the beams, but not the cannons. Can someone clip this so one of us or myself can send it to Brian or whatever his name is on Discord? This is rough. I'm gonna try swapping slots. I don't know, I'm gonna... Oh no, auto fire. I had to swap a weapon. When I swapped a weapon around, they started to fire. I'm warping out and gonna come right back in. It is once the map loads. Some pretty bad server lag. So the turrets won't fire now. But this is what the covert phaser cannons look like, if anyone's interested in them. When they fire, that is. I'm gonna warp out and go back in again and see if it does the same. Once again, the cannons will fire, but the turrets will not. I'm gonna go right back out. I think it's because auto fire wasn't enabled on them. Thank you, MB. Let's see here. So I think someone's got a good clip of it. Let me go check. I know you. Can someone clip this ticket? Yeah, it's a good clip. Thank you, MB. So, the first time these forward weapons wouldn't fire, now they will actually fire. But these aft weapons are still very heavily messing up. Okay, once I swap them around, that seems to have fixed it. But I actually had to swap the weapons around. So, just a thought here. The Vengeance, if any of you like the Vengeance, which I know quite a few out there do, these weapons look quite a bit like the Kelvin phasers, I would say. They have a similar like visual effect, and the Kelvin timeline phasers are only available in beam arrays. So you could use these on the Vengeance to have a similar visual appearance as what you would have with like the Kelvin beam arrays. So just a thought there. These are going to be nice for the visual side. Thank you, MB. So I'm going to head back to New Romulus here, but I want to go over some more of the Discovery rep items. Is there anything there that's meta changing, I guess we could say. Um, the dark matter torpedo, I know a few people tried to test that over on Tribble, but the last I heard there was an issue with the torp spread on it. I don't know if that was resolved. But when people were trying to test it last week, that's the feedback I was hearing, was that the torp spread was messing up a little. I don't remember the specifics, so all I know is that it wasn't tested as much as it should have been. But it's a tier 1 unlock, so people will be testing it within just a few days on the live server. The ground shield I don't think is going to be worth anything. The consoles, as I said, they're not good. The consoles just... The store consoles, the ones that you're going to get from the boxes, they're not worth using. They are budget fleet consoles, essentially. You're not going to get the same performance out of them, and they're going to be, even more expensive to upgrade because you're going to be getting them at very rare at best, when your fleet consoles are going to be, ultra rare. Tier 2, it's where we get some of the first set of the space traits. I think there was only one trait worth really anything, and that's in Tier 4. The deflector, I don't recall anything like impressive out of it. The dual beam bank, for people that like dual beam banks, you're gonna like this. It's got a phaser and disruptor version. From what Florian was telling me, he was over on Tribble testing it a little bit. It's pretty solid, but once again, only for people that are using dual beam banks. If you're using cannons or just regular beam rays, it's not going to be worth your time. Tier 3, I don't think there's anything notable there. Tier 4 is where you get this really nice trait, Tyler's Duality. It gives you a scaling crit chance buff that scales up with your hull capacity up to 6% at 200,000 HP. The Tier 2 version of this is a 7.5% crit chance buff if you're at 200,000 HP, so if you're in a larger ship like a Juggernaut or anything else that has a ton of HP, this is a really solid trait. And I'm trying to think here. I don't think the core was anything special. Yeah, there's none of the equipment from this is special. So the EV suit is actually pretty good. I think I have a picture that. Let me try to find that here. Let me get the screen share on. So this EV suit is from the Tier 5 part of the Reputation, and it looks pretty solid. 10% crit chance, 40 severity, 15% physical damage, a lot of resistance on it. I think this is the new must-have EV suit. The only issue is that it's at Tier 5 of the Reputation. But I was talking to Florian earlier. Florian's another min-max player. Does a lot of tanking stuff on the Fed side. Also does a little bit of ground. And from what we've been able to tell, like when we look at the other EV suit options, this really looks like the new EV suit to have. And this is unlocked from Tier 5 of the Discovery Reputation. And then there's the Lorca attack console. I know that went through some changes like a week or so back. If you're running the torpedo or the dual beam bank, that is certainly going to be worth running alongside because it's going to give you a good bit of crit chance. The shield pen's going to be pretty good. I think a lot of people are going to end up running this attack console. I just forget the specific numbers on it. Yeah. That EV suit, definitely the EV suit to get. You just have to grind a bit for it. Yeah, I was going through this morning. The reason my specs were messed up is I was going through with Florian and Obi, and we were doing 3-mans of some of the ground queues. We did NTTE, BHE, and mine. I don't think my doffs are set up right either. No, they are. Yeah, I need to actually get some of these new rep marks. Let's see, where did my Terran go? Wondering which of these I haven't used in a while. The Alliance Hyper Cannon was always nice for actually being able to get the Phaser Disruptor and Plasma procs to go off, being it's a 10% proc rate. I know these cannons aren't fully upgraded, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do like a normal queue or something. What can I do here for these marks? Defense of Starbase 1. I don't think I've actually done this queue. I don't remember. I know I've avoided some of these recent queues, just they're not they don't feature the type of gameplay that I play this game for. I'm not a big fan of time gates.
Listen up. The war has not been going well for the Federation, and the Klingons are advancing to our position. We need to hold... Here they come! We're cutting the heat out of enormous personnel and civilians.
So I see I'd be much better having a grav well here.
Great incoming warp signatures. We may have a short amount of time before more arrive. Reading some heavier ships incoming. Raiders and battle cruisers.
Dude, that's pretty elitist, dude. I'm a casual player, didn't you know? I gotta slowly approach everything. Or just sit here. Perspective there. I thought they were all in front of me. I'm thinking about what I can do to, like, slightly annoy MB. Like, just what minor things I can do to mess up piloting and all that, just to, so I can hear later on. I don't know, what should I do, MB? Should knock my weapon power down or something?
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
I like just being able to sit here. Oh. The ship that I need to defend is on the other side of the map. That was a very difficult queue.
That'll hold them off for now. I don't know how much
Thank you for
longer
the
we'll
carry
put up with
hammer.
this kind of war. Today was a good one. At least there will be a tomorrow.
It was very challenging. That's a fast queue though. 7 minutes. 7.5 minutes. It's not bad. Inventory is a mess yet again. Where's this? Oh, it's ground. So is there anything else I'm missing that came out today? Anything that anyone wants me to go over? I don't have EC to get the ships. I was unlucky. I opened 100 and something lockboxes, didn't get one. So I'm not gonna go over the ships today. Did go over the KDF ship trait. I can't remember the name of it. Ceaseless. Yeah. Ceaseless momentum. That's a solid trait for torp builds. Gonna continue to be very, very cheap. I've been sitting on that promo ship box waiting for the Discovery Constitution. So the stacks apply to the stack limit applies to the top two buffs. From what I can tell, like the way that the text on this trait is worded, so you're gonna be able to have the 5 stacks of the top two things, and then no matter what, every time you fire a torpedo, you should be getting a -1 second recharge time to all of your torpedoes. Probably, and I don't know if it applies to that torpedo also. But if you're running a torp build that has 5 forward torps on it or something, you got 5 forward Kelvin torps for some reason, this is gonna be crazy for you. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, you see this side console here? You can get a better version of it at the embassy, or not the embassy, the Fleet Research Lab. It's not going to have the whole capacity, but you'll get much more shield capacity. These consoles just aren't worth it. I have so little inventory space that I'm just gonna go open the 3 lockboxes on another character. Yeah, the side consoles are the only ones in the bunch that might be worth using. because they give you the crit chance alongside like EPG or something, but for the TAC consoles, the engineering consoles, they're a ripoff. Also, the console I went over when I first started the stream, potentially good for science builds, but it's another one of those you gotta test and see how it works on your specific build. With it being a sci-focused console, it's gonna be under a mil within a few days, if it's not already under a mil. Let's check quick. Like, it's probably a good console, but it's competing in a market where there's already a dozen other consoles, you know, doing sci stuff. Like Delphic Tear, Isometric Charge, all those. Unlucky. I shouldn't have opened that at that high of a level, but just one weapon pack. Let's see, what is the Section 31 Vandy shield at? $190 million. What's the name of the weapon packs? That's gonna be a nice market to play, probably, when these get a little bit cheaper. I don't think the covert weapons are going to be too crazy of a market. They're okay weapons. They they lower your threat generation, but DPS wise, they don't do much for you. You know, it's minus 50% threat generation from from the covert weapons is the only real buff you're going to see from them. And I don't think that really matters for most people. If you're using these weapons, you're going to be using them for the visual effect that they have. Which, as I showed earlier, it's nice. It's sort of reminds me of the Kelvin phasers. But yeah, I'll think about flipping my promo ship for one or both of these new ships that came out today, but I was planning on, as I said, sitting on that for the Discovery Constitution whenever that comes out, because I expect that to be in the promo pack. Below. I think that pretty much covers everything for today. Is there anything that I've missed that y'all want me to go over? Other than the server lagging a little bit? Yeah, MB, I'd sell you one for about 500 mil. I'd do a key. MB wants to get one of these consoles off of me, so I guess I'll have another lockbox to open. Just like 1 key worth. Does that sound reasonable to you? Like, yeah. There you go. Thank you, MB, for furthering my gambling addiction. 1 key at a time. I think this nano infestation trait, I'd be curious to see what the numbers are for it on a proper science build. I don't expect it to do that well, but I could be wrong. It's a significant cost being a starship trait. It's already down to 2.5 mil. What are the other traits at? What was the name of the other space trait? Here it is. So that one's 3 mil right now. And this one, 7 mil. How do I forget that? So the Section 31 ships. So these always go up and down the first day of release. They're going to come back down, just give it a few days. With one of the ships being a Psi ship and the other one being for Klingons, I expect this pack to be in the 300 to 350 mil range within the next few weeks. The both ships are solid. You know, they have good specs on them. I'd be very curious to see how both ships do exactly, but that'll have to wait until I can afford them. And this KDF ship has 6 bridge officer slots. The only downside is the commander's an engineer. You have to open on the KDF side to get that trait. I opened on the Fed side, so I got the KDF ship trait. So there you go. If you want to open these lockboxes, go open them on the KDF side because the KDF stuff doesn't have as many on the market. Can't. Okay, there it goes. Wouldn't let me purchase that key at 4.5, which means someone else had already purchased it.
This could be your day.
I'm just not getting lucky with these. Ooh, I got one of the vanity shields. And they look really nice, these Section 31 vanity shields, but it is first day and they are very, very expensive. I'm gonna... Let's see here. This market's hard to say. I think 200 mil would be a safe sale for it, but being as rare as it is and it being first day, it's probably gonna... I could probably get like 250 to 300 out of it. Let's do 210 though. I want it to sell in a reasonable amount of time. I'm gonna see what these faulty holograms do. And that lasts for 4 minutes, okay. Or 5 minutes. It's giving me a lot of changelings. So this thing I'm toggling, the faulty hologram, these come with every Section 31 lockbox you open. They're like how the fortune cookies... They work the same way like those fortune cookies that came out with the Discovery lockbox. Or whatever the last lockbox was, I don't remember. Where just every lockbox you open, you get one. But I'm gonna ask just one more time, is there anything that I am missing that people want to know about? Because I'm not gonna be streaming too much longer. For the simple fact that my sleep schedule is very, very messed up. And like I'm basically flipped schedule-wise, so it's like midnight for me now, even though it's noon. Are these consumed on use? No. So when I toggle this, it just starts a timer. Each one lasts 5 minutes. And you can toggle them on and off. Okay. I'll open a few more lockboxes quick because the Vandy Shield sold for 210 million. And there's no keys posted in bundles at a good price. It's hard to believe that them changing the rarity of keys over to Epic was enough to make them go up in value so much. Like, it's just weird. Like, before this lockbox, like, when I really started, like, loading up the game again about a week or so ago, keys were up to almost 5 million. And it was all because of this rarity change. I have no idea on the Cardassian Bridge Officers. So I got a different console here. Let me see something here. It's just weird, it gave me a different console on the KDF side. That actually looks like a good... That console could be really good. And I'll link this to you. Tell me what you think of it. I'll just post it in Elites. I mean, I imagine it's just 30% Cat 1 based on the wording there. It doesn't have bonus or anything in it, but it gives you buffs if you're flanking or not flanking a target. I didn't get this console when opening on the Fed side. I think that could be pretty interesting. Oh, and low buy wise, they have the experimental weapon off the Section 31 ship in the low buy store for KDF. It does physical damage, has a debuff on it for control and all damage resistance. Okay. I'd be very curious to see how this experimental weapon performs. And it's also to nearest ally, so AoE. In case anyone missed it, there is a 15% key sale going on and a 20% low buy sale Everything in the low buy store, including the brand new stuff, is 20% off. Which is actually a pretty good deal. You can get, like, if you're KDF, these cross-faction bundles are very cheap. 360 low buy. Low buy ships are a good price. Lots of good deals here. Oh, and there's that trait you were saying before. Let's see. Oh, you know what to do when it's the only one on the market. You just put it up for some insane price. There you go. You're welcome. I'm gonna go open these weapon packs. It's not many, but it's something. This mail icon needs to stop. Yeah, I'll swap over to this character. I've got the trait on it. It's like ceaseless momentum, I believe. Yeah, ceaseless momentum. Oh, this is real laggy. I think this console could be pretty decent, this computer-assisted flight algorithms. It's like 5 mil on the exchange right now. It'll be cheaper for sure, but I think that's going to be pretty interesting to mess around with. I'll hover over it again. Passive plus 10% flight speed, plus 30% turn rate, plus 10% Cat 1 flanking damage. So that's a decent set of passives. And then when you hit the clicky, it gives you buffs dependent on if you're flanking the target or not. And once again, the name of that is Computer Assisted Flight Algorithms. Yeah, I think it's going to be a solid console. Yeah, it says if you're flanking a target and, well, for each hit you have on the target while you're flanking, it reduces the cooldown of the clicky by half a second. So if you are constantly landing your shots, I would believe that. That console I could see staying up a bit in value while the other one goes down. Because this other one, the boronite laced weaponry, it's nice, but it's just another EPG console. Another EPG clicky in a market full of EPG clickies. Well, your ISA runs are about the full uptime of the console anyways, so it's up for 30 seconds. So MB, your ISA runs are over by the time you'd be able to hit that again. Oh, left, right? Yeah. Okay, well that wraps up this stream for today. I'll try to get my hands on one of the new ships and then just show it off on the stream on Friday. Go over some of the features and all that. Neither ship is meta changing. They're both ships are more for, you know, just for the fun. You know, it's they have unique things on them that, you know, make them unique, which is something a lot of ships from lockboxes haven't really been able to do for a while. So it's nice to have some new ships out that are having some really different, unique features on them. Check Whisper. Okay, Krieger. I'll if you're okay with it, I'll do a giveaway for that on Friday. Because I'm gonna be ending the stream here in about a minute or two and going to bed. Because I know it's noon for me, but my sleep schedule's inverse. It's like midnight. I'll be putting this stream up on YouTube right after I end it. So if anyone wants to go watch the VOD, go back and look at anything that I went over. It'll be up there, and it'll also be on the Twitch VOD thing. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I'll see you again on Friday, hopefully with one of those new ships. See you around.